So as now we have seen what are the type of entities, now it is a time to understand the points which must be considered before you really take a decision or a call on what is the right entity for your business. So the points will be: point number 1, whether it is a long-term venture or a short-term venture. Point number 2, whether your resources, knowledge is enough for running a business or you need synergy. Third number point, initial expenditure for formation of entity. Why this is important? Because the expenditure which is incurred for the purposes of formation is going to be a burden on the business. So if in the case, if you are not very sure about running of the business, it will be always advised to you that you have to have a very simplified kind of entity like a proprietorship concern, or at the most maybe a partnership concern. Fourth number point, whether you have enough resources to run the entity in a corporate manner, that is by following all the rules and regulations. So now what I mean by this particular point is that if you are forming a private limited company or a limited company or maybe a section 8 company, there are a lot of compliances which you have to do. So if you have enough resources, that is you already have accounts department or a legal department or maybe a finance department with you, and you have such kind of persons with you who will be able to take care of the compliances, then only I will advise that you should go for such kind of corporate entities. Because if you do not follow certain rules and regulations, not only from the perspective of Companies Act but also from the perspective of Income Tax Act, there would be a lot of costs involved in this. Fifth point, what are your objects? Point number 6, market or customer needs. So I must tell you that many times it so happens that though you have no problem in forming a proprietorship concern or maybe a simplified partnership concern, but your customers are multinational companies. So what they say is that unless and until you are a private limited company, we will not be doing any kind of business with you. In such a situation, you have no option but to form a private limited company or maybe a limited company also. So this point needs a consideration before you take a decision for the kind of entity which you want to form. Next point is amount of investment or the capital needed, and lastly the government rules and regulations, for example in case of government tenders. So I hope what I mean to say is getting communicated to you very clearly, that in such a cases when you are supposed to go for government tenders, government has certain rules and regulations that you must be a private limited company, you must be having so and so amount of authorized capital or a paid up capital, you must be at least having an experience of so much years. So such kind of restrictions might be there which will also influence your decision as to which kind of entity has to be formed. Now apart from this, already we have seen the type of entities, also we have seen the points to be considered while really taking a decision on what kind of entity has to be selected by you. There are certain questions which are very commonly again asked to us. I'll just place those questions before you. The first question which is asked is that is a JV a separate entity or not? So let me tell you that JV is something which we in a common parlance call it as. It is called as a joint venture. So joint venture could be in any form. It might be possible that there are two separate proprietorship concerns, there might be two separate partnership firms, or there might be two separate private limited companies who are coming together for the purpose of execution of a particular work. It may be so possible that they might be only entering into an MOU. They will be having a joint bank account wherein the resources are pulled together and where from the work is executed. It is not always necessary that there has to be another entity which has to be formed. So it is something like a JV, joint venture kind of a thing. But at the same time, there might be a possibility that there might be a legal requirement to form an entity. In such a case, the JV will be in the form of either of these entities. So it cannot be obviously proprietorship proprietorship concern. So it will be something or the other forms which we have already discussed other than the proprietorship concern or the HUF, right? Another question which is asked to us is that whether a startup is also an entity. Again, the same answer as that of JV. Startup is something is with a new idea, with a new concept somebody is starting. But again, it needs as to be registered as a particular entity. So it could be again out of these 8 entities or 9 entities which we have discussed, it could be any one of them. Again, I would like to give a word of caution for those who are doing a startup activities. If they are forming such kind of private limited companies, I would like to give a word of caution that whenever you form such kind of private limited companies, make sure that you take it to the conclusive end, because many times it is seen that when the startup is not running properly, it is just left over like that and it is not closed properly. Again, it will have a lot of costs for you. There will be a lot of repercussions from the point of view of legal compliances, as well as there could be penalties or prosecutions also. Now, as we have already discussed these many things, let me also tell you what are the general kind of registrations which normally are supposed to be taken. First registration is the PAN number. Second is the TAN number, that is a tax deduction account number. So if your entity is liable for deduction of TDS from the payments made. Now, if it is a proprietary concern, it is not necessary from day one that you have to have a TAN account and you are supposed to deduct the tax. But in case of a partnership firm, in case of a private limited company, in case of a limited company or a LLP, it is the requirement from day one that if you are making any payments which are eligible or liable for deduction of tax, you have to take the TAN number. So we have seen PAN number, we have seen second is TAN number, third is Shop Act or the Gram Panchayat NOC, fourth is the profession tax, which is now applicable only in Maharashtra state. So if you are getting registered in Maharashtra state, essentially you have to ensure that you are also registered for PT. Now let me also tell you that if suppose you have formed a partnership firm or a private limited or a LLP, that is anything other than the proprietorship concern or HUF, in that case you have to obtain PT number, that is profession tax number of your individual, that is the partners, as well as that of the partnership firm or LLP or private limited or the limited company or the other entities. So that means there have to be 2 separate registrations. So a separate registration in the name of the entity which you are being formed other than individual and HUF has to be taken with the state government. So that is PT registration, which is applicable for the state of Maharashtra. Next is the PF or ESI, if it is applicable where you are doing the business. Next is the GST registration, and there could be a registration under the Value Added Tax Act. It would be, as all of you know, that since the rollout of GST, now VAT is not applicable except for certain commodities like liquor for human consumption. So if you are doing that kind of business, that also ensure that you are registered under VAT as well. So value added, state value added tax. So I hope that this session will help you in deciding as to which kind of entity you must select for your business. Thank you very much.
और बाद में एक एलैबोरेटिव सीरीज आएगा जिसमें हम हर एंटिटी के बारे में अलग से बात करेंगे। तो स्टे ट्यून्ड। अभी तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो प्लीज सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, लाइक कीजिए, शेयर कीजिए और ऐसा ही आपका रिस्पांस बना रहे, ये मेरी आपसे गुजारिश है। तो थैंक यू सो मच। पैसे के बारे में ध्यान देना बहुत जरूरी है दोस्तों, क्योंकि धन है तो फन है।